This is a United Arab Emirates Union Defense Force ration pack Type C. Now, weighing in at 4.5 pounds and containing 3,400 calories, this halal certified 24-hour ration looks to be a close equivalence to the NATO quality standard. It also has English printed on the back. Ration pack Type C. Menu 2 has a range of instructions. Best before October 2017. Alright, so let's check this out. Alright. Wow, look at this. Right off the bat, this accessory packet that looks to be all beverages. Maybe some sugar packets. Esprit stove with trioxane or hexamine and matches and water purification tablets. Some wheat bran sweet biscuits. Look at that, everything's in English and Arabic and French. That's interesting. Look at this retort pouch. Let's see, Kabsa chicken. Little gusset on the bottom of the pouch. Definitely an up-to-date thermostabilized retort pouch for rations with that gusset. Wheat bran crackers. Alright, what's this? Peach jam. Okay. And what do we got here? Paper tissues and a chocolate cake. Some wheat bran crackers. Another pack of those. And we got some apple paste. And it looks to be another apple paste. Some sort of apple jam. And look at this. Wow, some vacuum sealed dates. Not bad. And another retort pouch. Mediterranean tuna salad. Nice 300 gram mains. And what's this? Oh hey, look at that. Flameless ration heater. Actually, 2 of them. We'll definitely be testing these out. See how they perform. And some utensils, fork, knife, spoon, Ziploc baggie, some contents sheet. They only have 3 different menus. And we have some moist wipes, another peach jam, and for that accessory pack with the drinks and other components, which starting with an instant soup, 2 teas, and what else? Got a range of items in this. Well, you get 4 8-gram packs of sugar, 1 instant coffee, and 4 lemon flavor isotonic drinks, 20-gram packs each. Looks like you get another pack of coffee here. A packet of honey, a little fruit jelly bar, 2 mix for milky drink, so 2 creamers for your coffee, and 2 packs of salt and pepper. Well, that looks great. Let's first start off with breakfast. Alright, and for breakfast, we're going to be having those wheat bran sweet biscuits, those 2 peach jams, some coffee and tea, and some dates. Alright, so let's get this out onto a tray. Nice, okay, let's first start off with that coffee and tea. First with that coffee. That's a really fine granule. Gonna mix the honey up with it, which give it some friction and warmth. Feels to have crystallized, which is totally normal, but here we go, that's more like it. First with that tea bag. That looks basic. Smells great though. Your quality orange pico. You know, before I put all that honey straight into that tea, I really wouldn't mind checking some out first, just on its own. Very flavorful honey, very floral, somewhat granular, but it tastes very natural, very good quality. Not overly processed honey. That's good stuff. Alright. So now, I really do want to see how well these wheat bran sweet biscuits have held up. See if they've gone crumbly or what. Those look good. They've definitely maintained their shape for the most part. You get 4 somewhat robust looking biscuits. Alright, so let's check out this peach jam. Look at that. I gotta try a little bit of that on its own. There's a very prevalent peach flavor in this lightly sweet, interesting textured jam. Let's definitely get this on a biscuit. The biscuit really feels robust, kind of feels almost like a hardtack. Little packets aren't that easy to open. And now for those dates. Vacuum sealed in this pack. I wonder how long these things could last. Oh wow. Definitely really sticky. I don't know if that's the best thing to have out in the field, but you know, these dates would definitely be fantastic for any time of the day. A great snack. Very good for you. High in potassium. Looks like you get about a dozen of those. Kind of test out that moist wipe while we're at it here. Gonna need it. Look at this thing. It's a good thing they got those moist towelettes, which are pretty decent. Has an interesting detergent kind of smell. You know, I want to first go for one of these dates. Gotta remember, these things have a pit in the center. Oh wow, that is a quality date. I don't know how, but it tastes like it has honey in it. That is fantastic. That is very rich. Oh, I gotta grab another. I think this tea would be perfect to follow up. That's some quality tea. It's not really strong, but it's incredibly smooth. And the honey went perfectly with it. I think the honey really offset any potential bitterness that this tea would have had. That is a match made in heaven. That honey with that tea right there really gives it a perfect balance. It really is some good stuff. Now I gotta check out this sweet oat biscuit and peach jam. That biscuit, that sweet biscuit has a more airy crunch than I expected. It's not as dense as I thought it'd be, which is incredible. This thing, that is a shortening, and it's sweet. And with the peach jam, it literally tastes like a no joke, like a peach pie. That's an excellent combination. The light butter shortening with that sweet biscuit. That's awesome. So let's check out this coffee. Oh wow, that's rich. Now with those 2 8-gram packs of sugar, it is sweet. That has a fantastic, rich, nutty flavor to it. That coffee is good quality. This is the perfect start to the day. Now these biscuits. This is, it's easy to love these things. I'm gonna finish up these dates. Later on today, let's take it over to lunch. Alright, for lunch, we're going to first start off by heating up the Kabsa chicken in this FRH. And check out this lemon isotonic drink. Some fruit jelly, apple paste to go along with the wheat bran crackers, and some instant soup. Alright, so let's get this out onto a tray. Nice, okay, let's first start off with that Kabsa chicken. Heat it up in this FRH. It's in English, French, and Arabic. Looks simple enough. Alright. While that's doing its thing, listen to that. Alright, so let's check out this isotonic drink. Calls for 250 milliliters. Let's try out 2 in 1 glass here. Doesn't have much of a smell. That's an interesting sound on that FRH. And that coffee. I'm going to skip the sugar and creamer this time. check out these paper tissues real quick. I like the outer pack. It's this interesting kind of slight waxed parchment paper feel to it. It kind of adds a waterproofing effect. So these paper towel tissues can stay drier. Alright, now this fruit jelly bar. 30-gram carbohydrate pick-me-up. So then this instant soup calls for 250 milliliters. This FRH is slowly doing its thing. That's a weird sound. Listen to that little guy. He's sounds like he's got a little more life in him here. Oh yeah. This is some thick soup. Look at that. That just thickened up. Like, really, that is an amazing thickener there. I actually gotta try this soup out right now. Look at that. Tastes like a onion potato soup. Some sort of vegetable kind of baby foods deal going on there. It's actually pretty good. So these wheat graham crackers, they give you a fair amount of them. That is the most basic wheat bran cracker you could ever taste. Very subtle whole grain. That apple paste should go fantastic with these, I can imagine. And they definitely give you a good bit of biscuits. 125-gram pack. 2 of those, definitely a lot of biscuits. And now this apple paste, my only complaint is these packs are not easy. You cannot, easy to open. There's no real pull tab at any point. You literally have to like be creative and cut the tops with your knife. It's kind of an interesting drawback right there, that's for sure. Makes for a relatively inconvenient preparation experience, but it could definitely be worse. Because that apple jam, it's looking fantastic. That FRH is still working. Boy, this jam really isn't very spreadable. We'll just leave it in its somewhat solidified gelatinous form. It's okay. You can skewer it, I think. Yeah, look at that. You can skewer that jelly. Apple paste. Interesting terminology. I wouldn't call it a paste. It's like an apple gelatin. Not very spreadable on this biscuit, but it doesn't matter. It takes that whole wheat and relatively bland otherwise flavor. This here is just definitely a good pairing. So I'm going to check out this soup. Just a very basic vegetable onion kind of flavor. Definitely a quality soup. Look at the consistency to that. Actually, you know what? This is great because I'm not tasting some sort of high in MSG, headache-inducing kind of overly salty soup here. It's really just very natural. Can't really put my finger on it. Very subtle amount of vegetable flavor. Just mainly a starch and onion. Maybe some split pea or lentil in it. I'm not sure. Definitely a quality soup though, gotta say. Alright, so actually this isotonic drink mix. Oh, putting 2 of them together was the thing to do. 2 packs and 16 ounces gives that the flavor of just a really good, fresh, natural lemonade with electrolytes in it. This is one of the most refreshing military ration beverages I've ever had. It's not filled with food coloring or extra sugar. There is real sugar in it though. It's not packed with sweeteners as well. It's just a very basic, not overdone. Yeah, that is really good isotonic drink mix right there. So this fruit jelly, I really should save dessert for last, but I gotta try a bite. Oh yeah, look at that. Very tender jelly bar. That just has a natural orange zest flavor. That is the best jelly bar. It really is. Leaps and bounds from old ration jelly bars from 60 years ago. And it's fresh. I'm pretty sure that helps. So this coffee on its own, that's the way it should be, actually. That is quality coffee. No, it really has an espresso roast kind of feel. It's really on its own without the sugar and creamer. Tastes like a dark roast, like an Italian roast. And you could mix this with 2 ounces of water and it would definitely taste like an espresso. versatile. All right, now the main course. This chicken kabsa. Look at that. That is a very efficient and not putrid in its fumes kind of FRH. That's unusual. That definitely has. Interesting. You can smell pepper, garlic, cardamom. Look at those oils too. Look at that. Quality. So let's check this out. Nice big cut of chicken there. Dangling piece of chicken. Yeah, that doesn't need any additional seasoning. No pepper, no salt required here. A prevalent green pepper and cardamom flavor. The onion, this is balanced right here. This is definitely a real recipe. The sort of thing that makes this so fun. Being able to try fantastic meals like this. Look at that oil separation there at the corner of the tray. You know those fats? That always means perfect binding flavors when you have those seasonings. And chicken that is perfectly cooked. I like that. Those are real cuts of chicken. It's not the dried square eraser pieces of chicken that you can get in other thermostabilized retort meals. Look at that. That's real food. With a tender, savory chew. That chicken, you know, I didn't even expect this to be so incredible. The carrots, they're not overly cooked. Look at that. There's a raisin. Yeah, that right there, there's 2 raisins in this bite. Really gives us the perfect kind of sweet and savory flavor, but from a completely different place. This is probably going to be one of the only times I get to try this meal. This is not a common ration at all. Truly delectable meal. They really didn't cut any corners on the quality, I'll say that. Really well made FRH too. Heated it perfectly. Last bite. This jelly bar's got this awesome orange zest flavor. I wish there were more than one. Well, I'm going to finish up lunch here. And then later on this evening, I'm going to take it over to dinner. Okay, and for dinner, we're going to first start off with heating up that Mediterranean tuna salad and that FRH. While that's doing its thing, we're going to prep up another round of lemon isotonic beverage base. And we'll have some tea with those wheat bran crackers. And some chocolate cake. Alright, so let's get this out onto a tray. Nice. Okay, let's first start off with that Mediterranean tuna salad. Throw it in that FRH. This thing was really efficient, the last one. Let's see if this one does just as well. I'm hoping it does. You know, this ration is made by Buikema. They make rations, that's Spain. They make rations for the UN, Portugal, and Spain, of course. Spanish Armed Forces. They make really good rations, and this is no exception. Felt that was worth mentioning. This one looks a little more active than the last one. I added a little more water. Quite the sound. Alright, so let's check out the Isotonic Drink mix. And then that tea. Okay, so I want to give this chocolate cake a look. This thing feels really dense. Look at that. Interesting inner wrapper. It smells incredible. Really reminds me of a US MRE pound cake, but a lot more moist to touch. Look at that. That's a nice looking shelf-stable pound cake. Not bad. And then these biscuits, of course, they're just so basic. They definitely give you a fair portion of them. So, this cake. I'm surprised it hasn't crumbled into a million bits. While I'm waiting for that main course to do its thing, might as well have a little bit of tea and biscuit while I'm waiting here. That's the way to have these biscuits. Great little bit of shortening. These things don't have a long shelf life. I can tell you that right now. This ration has maybe a 3-year shelf life, 5 years tops, if stored in perfect conditions. Thing's still heating up. That thing definitely makes some interesting sounds, that FRH. This here really reminds me of the old school MRE fudge brownie, but from the looks of it. Oh wow, that's hardly sweet at all. That's very interesting. Oh, that just definitely has an unusual ration dessert kind of taste to it. This thing really, this is what makes military rations so interesting, is the weird food that you can sometimes come across. And this dessert, this thing, seriously, it's hardly sweet at all. I did not expect that. It's really good. I love it. That is such a moist and interesting chocolate cake. Dessert first here. It's dense and filling. You know, that is a perfect isotonic beverage base. Yeah, I'm impressed by this ration. They're not going for a ration that's too high in sugar, and everything in it has been enjoyable so far, from one degree to another. By the time this is heated, your sides are eaten. And you know what? That's really interesting. You could put this thing in your pack. It's not an aggressive FRH. I haven't had to worry one bit about any sort of ventilation right now. This is quality, smooth tea. Alright, so this thing's heated up. Are those pickles? Check this out. Now that is definitely a different dish right there. There are 2 little baby pickles, olives, and chunks of tuna, chickpeas, corn, carrots. It has this sour vinegar smell to it that is strong, of fish and vinegar, but not in an off-putting way. This is a very inviting smell. I'm gonna go straight for one of these things. Look at that. Oh, flew right off the spoon. Gotta get a little bit of everything here. Check that out. Well, now that is such an unexpected flavor. The taste of vitamin C. There's just such a sweet, tangy, and savory blend of flavors in this subtle combination. Relatively al dente chickpeas. They're firm. They're not overly cooked. But the tuna tastes like a slow cooked tuna. That's very interesting. And these pickles, I gotta try one on its own. The 2 pickles you get, I wish there were more. Oh yeah, that's very tender. That is so unusual. It almost tastes like a tangy potato. That is so strange. This is... Oh, that tuna is perfectly cooked. That's a good piece of tuna. That is beautiful. Now, I'm not sure, but that tastes like a really good quality tuna steak. That's not like a cheap canned tuna right there. And if it is, it's got me fooled. Because blended up with these vegetables and chickpeas, this is perfect. Having a hard time deciding which one I enjoy more, lunch or this. They're both so different. Even that black olive, and smelling it, it's not too strong of olive. It does not smell canned. That is a quality that you cannot find all the time with a dish that has black olives in it that isn't completely freshly cooked. This right here tastes freshly cooked. Not all thermostabilized retort pouch rations are created equal. This is more in the realm of retort quality of, say, Australian CR1Ms. This is a perfect isotonic beverage base. Leave it up to the Jamipsa factory in Spain to make such a good military ration. I don't know how many countries they're contracted to produce rations for now. Accounted for them making rations for Spain, Portugal, the UN, and now the UAE. And all of them so far have been of good quality. Well, that about does it for this ration. Other than a pack of biscuits that I suppose I could just snack on those this evening. Other than that, this thing, I think I ate it all. This was such a well-made ration. What a find. What an experience. This was a United Arab Emirates Ration Pack Type C. Menu 2. Well anyway, this is Steve 1989 off MRE Info. Hope you liked the video, and I'll be coming back at you with something new. Or old. Alright, cool. See ya.